Hi everyone, welcome to today's session of the workshop. Um, as I said earlier on today, I would focus on um, practical aspect. So I'm not going to do PowerPoint presentation. I would be using I'll be sharing my screen on some selected scholarships, the eligibility criteria, what they mean, and also um, the application process. We will go through all this when necessary. In the meantime, I would give us some 5 minutes to allow other people to join so that we can all start on the same page. Please, if you just join, just give me some 3 minutes. We are allowing other members to join so that we can all start from the same page. Thank you for understanding. So, by means of a revision, yesterday we spent time going through some um, scholarship application tips. We looked at the preparation that one needs to put in place, and we highlighted some merit and need-based scholarships available for students originating from Africa. And also, we looked at how to position yourself to attract this. We revealed some of the documents that are needed for scholarship application. So today we're going to continue to identify specific scholarships and how to apply for them, the application processes, and also the eligibility criteria and what each of the criterion means. So I will be sharing my screen. This time I wouldn't do PowerPoint presentation. I will share my screen and we will follow the processes together as we navigate through the selected scholarships. If you have a question, you can put it in the comment section and I will respond to them accordingly when it's time. So don't hesitate to put your questions in the comment section. Now let's begin. So I would want to start with the Fulbright scholarship. Um, so The Fulbright scholarship is scholarship that is offered for foreign nationals who intend to study in the United States of America, and on um, depending on where you are coming from, the is scholarship information is available at a specific location of the country. So when you come here, they talk of about awarding the scholarship to approximately 160 countries worldwide, and then 4,000 foreign students receive scholarship every year. Even though the number here is quite huge, 4,000, considering the number of countries and people who might be applying from each country, it can be very, very competitive. And they have different categories of the scholarship, some for professional development and some for academic um, academic purposes or for further studies. And so let's look at the program eligibility criteria. So the eligibility criteria is specified for each country, and you can find your country specific eligibility criteria from a given site. So they have let's say list of countries here, but if you don't want to go through this process here, when you go back, you will read everything. There is the um e- IIE placement and then also self placement. So this is about the IIE placement, sorry, IIE placement. And then when you come here, it's the self placement. Here, the candidate applies to universities directly and manage the application of the universities directly. Candidates are responsible um, to submit materials and test score per each university deadline and application requirement, including any associated fee or deposit. IIE is not involved in the application process for self-placement candidates. Candidates secure their own admission, possible university funding, and tuition towards awards independently. And then they have the IIE's placement. Um, and it works to help you secure degree or non-degree opportunity on behalf of the Fulbright candidate. Candidates are required to submit their Fulbright applications and provide all supporting documents to their respective Fulbright office per established um, country or award deadlines. The placement team will use the information shared in their Fulbright application uh, to apply to institution on behalf of each candidate. The placement team will manage admission decisions and negotiate funds. The placement team will accept and decline on behalf of candidates once a final placement decision is made. The placement team is the first point of contact to US institutions during this process, and candidates are only in touch directly with US institution on on an as needed basis. So the first thing you should get uh, familiar with is to read every information about the scholarship you intend to apply, because there might be some hidden clauses or terms and conditions that you may not notice if you don't take your time to carefully read every information before starting the application process. So basically what this means is that there are two ways you can apply. You can apply to a designated Fulbright scholarship office in your home country, providing all the necessary documents that they will ask you to provide, and in turn, they will apply to schools in the US for you. The Fulbright scholarship can be taken in a university um, at USA or in USA, and then you If you don't want to go through the first process, you can also apply to university directly and work through um, to get the scholarship. Now let's see. Ghana is here selected, right? Oh, moment. Let's see. I think, yeah. So selected area. Let's see. Country, Ghana. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. So for the Sub-Saharan Africa region, Ghana, there is the Public Affairs Office, number 24, 4th Circular Road, Cantonment, blah, blah, blah. But what is important is the link that will take you to learn more. So when you come here, the Fulbright for this is for Ghanaians. So if you're not a Ghanaian and you're Nigerian and stuff, and you want to know if you qualify, your country qualifies for this scholarship, or you want to know if there is specific eligibility criteria to be fulfilled based on your country of origin, you should select your country and then click on the related link, just as I did for Ghana, and it brought me here. And then you read more. So that is the Institute of International Education in Ghana. In Ghana, the Fulbright Scholarship foreign student program focuses on academic and professional development. Now you come here, you see the eligibility criteria, right? Ghanaian citizen or permanent resident and currently residing in Ghana. You see, they have given two main criteria. One is to be a Ghanaian citizen or be a permanent resident. And then you must reside in Ghana. For example, in my case, let's say I am a Ghanaian citizen, but I am not residing in Ghana. I'm residing in another country. In this case, I am not meeting one of the requirements, so I might be not eligible for this program. And also, if you have dual citizenship, you are not. For the professional development, you must be employed at a tertiary, research, or a governmental institution. I think this is for both professional and academic development. So you must fulfill at least one of these. A high prospect of receiving steady leave from applicant's employer. So your employer must indicate that they are willing to give you steady leave. And with steady leave, it is intended that you will come back to your work after your scholarship studies or your study program. Um, have one of the following academic degree. When you are applying for master's degree, you must have a 4-year bachelor's degree. When you are applying for a doctorate degree, you must have a uh, master's degree. And here, I think they require by all means for you to provide proficiency in English and GRE, graduate record exams. So this is non-negotiable that you studied in English, so you don't want no. The scholarship program requires that you provide it. So you should know that. And here they have stated clearly that national service personnel are not eligible. Quality of a competitive candidate, what you must possess to attract Fulbright scholarship. And per the name, it's really for excellent students and that more people who have demonstrated some peculiar abilities, qualities, and skills. Demonstrate leadership quality, that is one. High motivation and serious commitment to completing the program and returning to Ghana to apply the knowledge at home institution or other institution in country. So here you can demonstrate it through your statement of purpose or personal statement or motivation letter. When you are writing, you should demonstrate, and you should show commitment to community service along the line. Well written professional applications. So that is a requirement to stand out. Clearly expressed reasons for selecting your U.S. university preferences, reflecting a thorough university search to identify institutions which are a strong fit for your academic, personal, and professional development. Um, and then here they say that strong preference is given to applicants with limited to no experience in the United States. So if we are competing and we all have the same credentials, but one has had an experience in the United States, and the other has had no experience in the United States, the one who has had no experience in the United States stands a higher opportunity to attract the scholarship or to obtain the scholarship over the one who has have says the application and instructions can be found here. Before I go to this, let's look at some of the things. You have to log onto the website, enter your email address, and create a password. Please remember this password because it will be used throughout the application process. Applicants are also advised to read the instruction preceding the application. Check carefully for grammar and spelling mistakes. Do not plagiarize. What this means is that don't copy other people's work and make them their own. It also includes not copying dito after using AI to write certain information and stuff. They will notice that, and that may work against your success. Do not use capital letters or all caps. So take note of that. Persons from underrepresented groups, including women, persons from rural communities of or with disabilities are encouraged to apply. Yesterday, I made mention of these need-based scholarships or merit-based need-based scholarship, which can be for marginalized people, underrepresented people, women, and all that. And you can see that is clearly identified here. Reasonable accommodation will be provided for individuals with disabilities interested in applying upon request. You have to email the Accra Exchange at state government with request for reasonable accommodation in the subject. Only shortlisted applicants will be contacted for an interview. If you do not hear back uh, your application, you may revise your application and apply the following year. Oftentimes, people are asking if I need to contact the study coordinator or stuff. But if you have read information like this and the deadline for um, notifying accepted candidates has elapsed, then you know that you didn't make it, so you don't need to contact anybody since it has already been stated that only shortlisted applicants will be contacted. And the reason is that usually a lot of people are applying to these scholarship programs, and they don't have the strength to reach out to everybody, especially when it's the news is not going to change anything in your life. So application essays. The scholarship requires that you write application essays. When applying, you would be required to write a study objective and personal statement essay. On Thursday, 6:30 p.m., we are going to have a great discussion in details on scholarship application essays. So watch out for that. Each essay should be at least one page and no longer than two pages. Please note there are strict guidelines about plagiarism. As I said, plagiarism is using someone else's work, idea, or research as your own without crediting the source. If you use someone else's work, research, or even own published work, then you must utilize one of the following citation styles. So you must use APA. Ah, if you are a researcher, you know this citation style. So that is important. Tip: first, formulate your essay in a Word document, then upload to the application portal. Interesting. The study objective is a research objective or description that you provide to help the reviewer better understand your proposed study goal. This is extremely important part of the application. This is an extremely important part of the application. It is the essence of why and what you want to study in the United States. It must be clearly written and outline the following. The component should have a detailed description of the program you want to pursue, specific about your degree objective, major field, and specialized interest within the field. Explain why you are interested in this area. Describe the kind of program you expect to undertake. You How does this fit in your educational background? How does this fit into your future objective goals and stuff? Here, I will try to pause and elaborate a little bit on this because I remember someone asked me that he studied economics and during bachelor's and is asking if he can apply to study psychology at master's level, and I spoke a lot about why that is not ideal, but also if they still insist what they should do. So if you are working as a teacher and you are applying, for example, to the Fulbright scholarship, here we're talking about to describe the kind of program you expect to undertake. How does this fit into your educational background? And your educational background is not foreground, background. What you have studied in the past and the specialization. So if you are deviating so much from what the background you have studied or the background you have, it's kind of going to affect how much you score. And then you have also the possibility to talk about your future objectives and goal. Well, let's say that you have been teaching economics for 5 years, and along the line, you have identified that some students have psychological problem which is impeding their studies and stuff or their academic success. So you want to um, um, be able to help the people who have psychological issues in the academic environment. So you want to add psychology, educational psychology, which will help you better understand your student and prepare them adequately in this state. You see, you can link your background, which is although economics, your current professional experiences to what you want to achieve and how to better your students' educational experience through provision of psychological counseling and stuff. So this can be well linked to make your case better. But if you are just deviating from um, economics to psychology just because you think it's easy to learn psychology or it's offering scholarship, that will not be convincing statement or purpose enough to warrant you scholarship to study. Explain how your research interests are relevant to current trends, changes in in your home country, and how you will apply your study upon returning to your home country. So I know a lot of people have certain idea research they want to make, and usually they don't open up so much to see what is currently the trend of research in particular field. For example, if it is agriculture, pest management and stuff. These days, a lot of universities, and especially since you are going to study in the United States, you should look at trending uh, research work ongoing in the universities you intend to study or the professors you would expect to supervise you. You should see they are recommending AI in agriculture, pest management control, AI in disease control, and all those stuff. Climate smart agriculture, and a whole lot molecular aspect of weed science and crop science, animal science. So you shouldn't stick to some 20 years ago research and stuff. You should keep yourself updated and attention or interest of a potential supervisor, because once you are able to convince a potential supervisor for him to accept you into a study program, you have made the first impressive step towards attracting studentship or scholarship to fund your studies. Important references to specific universities or faculty should not be made. So here they are saying you shouldn't make references to any specific faculty member or a specific university. So write a general one. Since this one is not, it's not a self-placed one, but the IIE placed one, it is important to make sure that you keep to these specific instructions. All right. Now we have the personal statement aspect, and see how different this study objective is from the personal statement um, aspect. It's a narrative statement in which you give a reviewer more insight into you as individual and your future contributions. It is an opportunity to interview on paper, promote your accomplishment, but be concise. Um, so here you have to boast about yourself, what stands out, and usually you don't have to repeat in US they have what they call statement of purpose. I would again talk deeper about this on Thursday. Statement of purpose and personal statement. So when you have written the statement of purpose based on the set out rules, those things that you did not have opportunity to include in your statement of purpose, you elaborate on them uh, during your personal statement. And as they said, it's an interview on paper, so you have to promote your accomplishment and what makes you an ideal candidate for the scholarship. But be concise. You are limited by page number or by word count to provide information within a specified uh, um, um, context. So don't overwrite. Even when they're asking you can write about 1,000, ideally I would stay if they say between 500 and 1,000 words, I will stay between I will take the average and work within maximum 200, 700 and 250, 725 or 750 um words, so that I wouldn't be too much or too less. If you can write, present your fact, and also it depends on the experience you have, the achievements you have. The more you have, the more you are likely to write, but also learn to summarize when appropriate. Um, US faculty members and scholarship selection committee want to know as much as they can about each applicant: admission, exam score, university degree results, and letter of reference are all important indicators of an applicant academic potential. However, this information does not reveal much about the student's character, motivation, future academic or career goal, or why the applicant is interested in this particular field of study. So you see, the personal statement is providing you room to talk about the above mentioned aspects of your application. So you take good care of it. And sometimes you have to relate it with what you have written in your CV, because your CV does not give you the opportunity to elaborate more on certain achievements and qualities. We recommend you prepare well and carefully craft the personal statement, then have it reviewed. I have already said this, and so this is very, very interesting to note. Address the personal statement specification fully. Use clear Use clear, concise language. Say what you mean. Avoid vague or empty statement cliche, cliches and cultural references that may not translate well to US audience. True. When you reuse a personal statement, be careful to submit the correct personal statement to correct uh, scholarships, and double check that all references within the context of to the correct scholarship. So let's say I'm applying to 3 or 4 scholarships. I have written a personal statement um, for the previous ones, and I am going to use the same to apply for this. I should make sure that, because it's personal statement and it is targeted towards a particular study area, if you have made any changes to the study program you want to apply to in this particular scholarship, you should make sure that you modify your existing personal statement to reflect the changes you have made, so that it's not like you have a generic statement of purpose, a personal statement for every application. It will not sit well with the admission committee, and it will not work in your best interest. Again, like I said, they said you must let someone review it for you. You have to proofread your work several times to correct any simple grammatical errors or spelling mistakes. Um, Avoid too much overlap with other section of your application package. Like I said, don't be repeating the same information in every essay. Dedicate uh, each essay to specific aspects of yourself that you want to project to the admission committee, and also address any gap or weakness in your application or performance. Turn them into a positive, turn them into a positive if possible. And I will give you an example. Let's say that um I have studied um, PhD in health science, but I studied bachelor's of agriculture and master's of natural resource, and now I'm trying to apply to a master's program in health science, um, or I am still going to apply for another PhD in a certain aspect of health science, maybe not infectious disease, but maybe microbiology. I should acknowledge that there is a knowledge gap between my basic microbiology and what would be expected of me as a PhD candidate or as another master's candidate. But I should be able to state that because I want to bridge the gap between my bachelor's, which was agriculture, and my PhD, which is health science. That is why I want to take this program, and I know this program will give me the requisite knowledge to be a holistic researcher or a health scientist, whatever it is. And you can even highlight some practical training and skills you have acquired through your PhD education, but maybe you want to learn the theoretical aspects by taking master's program. So this is one way by which you can make even a knowledge gap you can turn a knowledge gap around into something positive. Yeah. They said do not plagiarize. We have talked about plagiarism already. And then there are a list of scholarships that you are required to fulfill before you do the application. And there is a webinar that will be happening in Ghana on the 27th of this month. So you can click here and follow for more. Um, Quickly, let's look at the link they gave for. Oh, they gave a link for. Where is it? They gave a certain link, application link. I'm not sure if I missed out. Yeah, so here is the application link. But if you're a first time user, you create an account, you put your email address, first name, this and that, and then you continue, and they'll provide you with verification email. You verify and you continue with the application process. Um, for now, I don't want to go through the steps one by one, but if you start and you get lost somewhere and you need help, you can always reach out to me. I want to move on to the next um, scholarship so that we don't spend forever here on just one scholarship. All right. So let's look at the Commonwealth scholarships. The Commonwealth scholarships are scholarships provided by a UK institution. It can be taken in Wales, Northern Ireland, um, mm, Scotland, in a university in Scotland or university in England. So these four countries, they come together to offer scholarship. And there we have countries which are called Commonwealth countries, and usually these are countries who which were colonized by the British, or the Great Britain. And yeah, so about 53 nations are involved in this um, Commonwealth scholarship. They have several categories of the Commonwealth scholarship. They have the Commonwealth scholarship for PhD studies for least developed countries and fragile states. Commonwealth split site scholarship for low and middle income countries. Commonwealth Masters Scholarship. Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. Commonwealth Distance Learning Scholarship. Last year, I found more information about the Commonwealth Distance Scholarship, and so I can elaborate a little bit. So there are some online master's programs offered by universities in UK. One of them can be epidemiology, online epidemiology, which is offered by masters in epidemiology, which is offered by the University of Edinburgh. And this study qualifies one to apply for the Commonwealth Distance Learning Scholarship. They give up to 10 of such scholarships away. So if you know about the application deadline, and you have interest, if you are already employed in an institution and you want to acquire masters to boost your personal development or growth, you can take online program, and this will be funded by the distance scholarship program in qualified institutions. So let me start from here. Let's click on it and see. There's overview, how to apply, and all that. My interest is in um, the eligibility um, criteria at all times. So be a citizen of or have been granted refugee status by an eligible Commonwealth country. We know that already, and you must have a first degree of at least second upper or standard a lower qualification, and sufficient relevant experience may be considered. So first class, second upper, or even if you have a second lower but you also have relevant professional experience, you would be considered for this um, program. Country eligibilities are also there. Um, I think that, yeah. So let's see. Also, this is more about last year's application. They have closed it. An applicant must be made using a given online system or portal. You can read full approved courses here. So if you are going to study at this university, um, MSc Water Management for Development, you you will be considered for this. But there are several other programs that you can apply and be considered. Family Medicine, Edinburgh, MA in Human Rights, MA in online teaching. There are several of them. If you go to the university site and you look at the, um, the specific programs that they offer online, if they you will see those that are listed to be eligible for the um, Commonwealth Distance Program Scholarship. All right. So if you have to apply, you must be looking at some of these. But let's see all countries. I think I'm still going to use Ghana because most of my audience are Ghanaian. And when we search for Ghana, what do we have? What are the scholarships available under the Commonwealth scholarships? We have the Commonwealth Startups Fellowship, which is more or less for business ideas or for business development. So Ghanaians also do qualify for the Commonwealth Distance Learning Master Scholarship. They also qualify for the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. Again, so the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship, they have two of them. One candidate from low and middle income Commonwealth countries to undertake full-time taught masters study at a UK university, and they have the one for candidate from least developed or low middle income Commonwealth country for full-time master study on selected courses jointly supported by UK universities. So for the selected courses, it might not be taught by one particular UK university. It might be taught by at least two UK universities. And then they have the Commonwealth Masters Scholarship. This one we will come and read more. But trust me, the application processes and requirements are quite similar to all the scholarship, except that if you're applying for PhD, you may be required to submit more information than if you are applying for masters. So let's look at the Commonwealth Masters Scholarship. Um, so here we know there is an overview, but how to apply again. Um, you have to read carefully. So they have the 2025-2026 academic year, which are already closed because the application was at the beginning of September. Oh, sorry. So there's an application for Commonwealth Master Scholarship for 2025-2026 academic year are now closed. The scholarships are for study in the UK beginning September and stuff. So unfortunately, this is already closed because the information the application was open later last year, and they will be nominated by the end of or they were nominated at the end of 2024. However, what I want to emphasize for my audience to take home is that these scholarships are granted annually. So once you get exposed to it or you have a knowledge about them, you can read more, even if it is not time to apply, and prepare yourself accordingly. Gain the relevant experiences, get all the documents, get your essays and everything in place, get it checked so that prior to the opening, you are already prepared to file in your application. Let's quickly look at the PhD. I don't know how many of my people here are PhD students, but let's see if that one is not yet closed. But I don't believe it's available. Yeah, that one is also closed and they are expected to be announced by July 2025. So sorry about this, but yes, these are also available scholarships for international students. And then the Met um, scholarship. So usually this one is a Japan government scholarship, and they are offered through embassies of the country of your country of residence. So if your country has a Japan embassy, you may want to find more about it. But let's look at it from the Japan government website. What um, they look out for in this particular. And guys, when you are considering scholarships to study abroad, let me say that you may have preferred destination. Usually, most people, USA, Canada, and all that. But some of these can be very, very, very competitive compared to some of the scholarships which are equally great but are offered by Asian governments or institutions. I know some people who studied their masters on scholarship in Korea, and they are in USA and Canada doing PhD, and some are doing postdoc in Canada and in USA after their studies in Japan and Korea. Some are employed and working nicely in the United States. So don't limit yourself to just the European countries. The the Japan government scholarship is one of the um, lucrative and enviable scholarship that you can hope to attract. And so let's look at what the application procedure is for Ghanaians first by starting with the eligibility criteria. Um, so the number one is the nationality. You must, of course, um, be from Ghana, a country that has diplomatic relations with Japan. An applicant who has Japanese nationality at the time of application is not eligible. However, persons with dual nationality who hold Japanese nationality and whose place of residence at the time of application is outside Japan are eligible to apply as long as they choose the nationality of the other country and renounce their Japanese nationality by the date of their arrival in Japan. Um, Applicants, in principle, must have been born on or after 2nd April 1990. So you cannot be older than 35. Am I right? Yes. Yeah. Japanese language applicant must be willing to learn Japanese. Applicant must be interested in Japan and be willing to deepen the understanding of Japan after arriving in Japan. Applicants must also have ability to do research and adapt to living in Japan. Um, Most government scholarships they require you to learn the local language of the country just for cultural purposes. Some will require you to study in the local language, so you need to also learn about the local language. So they organize 1 year language proficiency um, class, and after that you can start your actual master study. But this is not the case for the Japan government scholarship. You'll be taught in English, but then you would have to learn a little bit about the Japan culture through their language. Health applicant must submit to health certificate prescribed format signed by a physician. So you do a health examination and you will have to provide that. But that will be done after you have been shortlisted for the scholarship. Then you would have to uh, go and do the um, health examination. Arrival in Japan applicant must choose between April 2025 and to September or October 2025 and fill in the application form indicating preferred month to begin studies in Japan. So that is for your information. Um, you can find guidelines on this website application form. You can also download the application form here. And yeah, here you have to, sorry, so um, you have to probably fill online, print, and then submit it in hard copies to the um, given address here. The deadline for application for submission is 17th May 20. Oh, so for the following year, it will be around the same date, but of this year. So you have to check carefully about the deadline for the subsequent announcement or subsequent scholarship. So that is it about the MEST government scholarship. All right. And then there is the DAD government, the DAD scholarship, which is offered by the German government. Um, you can take it at the master's level or PhD level, and some of them can be taken in affiliated institutions outside of Germany, whilst others must be taken in Germany. So you have to read a lot about the program you are applying to and what the requirements are. So let's say scholarship for master's degree. Here you would find the overview information, which programs they are considering. They have architecture, fine art, design, and film, performing art, and then music. So for my people who are in the who fall into any of these program areas, you you can try your luck. If you need specific guidance, we can help you. And the scholarship, depending on the length of the program of study, can be offered between 10 and 24 months for masters. For PhD, it's usually 3 years and it can be extended for another 6 months. So you take note of that. You should read about the application requirement. You can select your country, Ghana, and then what else? Graduate, and then um, you can show, and if there is any specific information, you would. Oh, what happened? Okay, so here it's not giving me any data or requirement based on my country, so I will leave it at that. But you can always check for your specific country, and then you can read about the application procedure. Let's see. Okay, let me see. If I go here, oh sorry, if it will give me some. Oh, okay. So uh, basically, it's still about the information we just went through. So they have annually steady allowance of this much, and yeah. Um. Now maybe the last scholarship I will look at is the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship. So, how to apply for the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program? You can find more about the programs here. I'm not gonna read everything because it will be quite boring. So, it offers the largest scholarship to Africans, and so as African largest scholarship and leadership initiative, the Mastercard Foundation Scholar Program is a global initiative designed to develop the next generation of transformative leaders by enabling highly talented, service-oriented young people, primarily young Africans, to pursue higher education and cultivate their leadership potential. Um, the Mastercard Foundation program, blah 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 blah. So the questions they're asking to see if you are eligible and invite you to apply. That if you are an African, if you're a committed young person whose academic ambition exceeds your financial resources. So again, this is more of a need-based scholarship, as we found out like yesterday. You're a student who interested in joining an exceptional network of young change makers? Do you identify as woman, refugee, forcefully displaced person with disability, or another underrepresented community? If you take yes for most of this or even one of these, you can apply. For undergraduate bachelor's degree program, graduate candidate must be 29 years old or under when they apply for a graduate or master's degree. Candidate must be 35 years old or under when they apply for master's program. And if you are becoming a Mastercard Foundation scholar, you must read more about this. View participating universities, so you can see which universities are participating in this program. Um, so here we have for undergraduate studies, we have American University of Beirut, As- Ashasi University College in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana. And I think these are shown because I selected Ghana, University of Abomi Calavi, University of Gondar, at University Makerere University. I think it's in Uganda or where Tanzania. I'm not sure. Um, US IUA, African Leadership University, International Institute for Water and Environmental Engineering, University of Rwanda, and the University of Western Cape. So you must know. And then for master's programs, this university are participating in them. So be sure to know where you want. So this is a scholarship that is not tied to a specific university. Let's say it's like you can take it and study in one of the listed institutions here. Okay. And you can transfer it to university outside any university that has not been identified here or mentioned here. Um, Quickly about the before you apply, select the institution and program you want to apply to. Each partner institute has a Mastercard Foundation Scholar program on their page, so you can do the application by visiting and using those um, information in your application. You prepare your application package. Each university require different documents as part of the application process, so you should make sure that you know. And depending on which university you are applying to, you may be required to provide, for example, undergraduate may be asked to provide a SAT score. For non-English speaking users, students, they will be asked to probably provide English test score by TOEFL or by IELTS. Um, and then when you are applying, you follow the application instruction on the university's website, and don't copy blindly from other people who apply to different universities and they are guiding you. Try to familiarize yourself with the university you are applying to, the information about the scholarship application, and adapt whatever information you have to um, these specific cities. So yes, the the Mastercard Foundation is really great, and as we saw, over 160 countries are sponsored. So you should check your country's eligibility and filing the application. If they are not open for this year, you can look forward to it the following year. What is important um, is to read about the um, eligibility criteria and make sure that you fall within and get yourself prepared for application during the opening year. All right, and then finally, I want to look at the um, um, scholarships and grant at Yale's University. Okay, so they have a lot of scholarships and grants for to support international students, and I will start by the Yale uh, scholarship. Here is a need-based grant aid to undergraduate, and it's a gift. You don't have to pay back. They have stated it here. The scholarship can vary from few $100 to 70,000 per year, depending on the program you're studying, the related tuition and expenses that you need to fulfill. But for the need-based scholarship, it's over 50,000 per person. For additional statistics, you can see the affordability and all that. And they also have the merit-based scholarships, um, which are given to a student with specific qualities. Say the student of qualify for merit award from other organization. Criteria for receiving merit scholarships are directly linked to student performance in academics, sports, music, or field of special interest. So there are private companies giving merit-based scholarship. There are employers giving merit-based scholarships, and then there are non-for-profit individuals or organizations giving um, these scholarships. So you can know more about and how to merit scholarship affects your financial aid offer. Um, I am very interested in this detail, and here let's see about um so all undergraduate financial aids at Yale is awarded on the basis of financial needs. So you should have a need for funding. And I think yesterday I explained what is need based is, and if it is based on the economics, then you would have to um, prove your family's income status, whether you are living in USA or you are living outside of the USA. Usually, you can apply through the um, application for study. There are always options to select whether you should be considered for scholarship or not. So first, you must meet the eligibility criteria of the program you intend to study at Yale, and then once you have met that, you can take the scholarship as part of the things you would want to be considered for. And once you have been considered for it, you you don't have to pay a dime to complete your studies. So there are a lot of links that will guide you. Usually, every university has a scholarship and funding website, and you can go through this funding and scholarship website to find specific scholarships that you are eligible to apply to, and the application process, whether you have to apply for it separately from the admission application, or you the admission application can serve as a scholarship application as well, or there will be one extra step to complete after submitting your document um, for admission in order to be considered for scholarship. So all this you must know and be familiar with how to do that. And here they have, once you have registered, you are a registered student or potential student, you have information that will help you access um, access the application availability. If you have not registered before, you can always um, sign in with no, you have to sign up, but yeah, you can create account. Yes, I don't have account. You can create account by providing the information they are requesting about you. And once you have managed to meet all this, you would consent and go to next. But because I have not provided the required information, I cannot move to the next. You will go through all the stages, complete, and then submit your application. Today, I'm not going to take too much time. Um, I would accept or be open to questions if any. I know that some of you joined late, but generally, I was just showing some of the um, scholarships that are available for merit based or for need based, and how to what the eligibility criteria mean and what they expect of their applicants and the application processes. I would be uploading videos, detailed videos on specific scholarships and the application procedures. And again, I want to highlight and emphasize that on Thursday, we're going to look at scholarship application essays in detail, how to write the essays, the best way to go about them in order to maximize your chance of attracting scholarship. Um, it will be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. GMT. And so if you are if you have joined now, you should wait in anticipation of Thursday, where we will look at the differences that exist among personal statement, um, statement of purpose, motivation letters, cover letters, letter of intent, and what have you. Sometimes they might mean the same, other times too they might be different. Some universities will say student essays, and each of them have specific requirement they want you to meet. Some What I have realized is that sometimes we can even give you the template of previously successful candidate to adopt, but most of you, because you do not understand the various components, you can't even make you can't personalize the template to yourself, and you might have different experience from the person whose template you are using, and you are not even able to know how to go about presenting your experiences. If the person wrote about 10 paragraphs because the person has 10 years experience in a certain field and could write extensively, you don't have to write 10 paragraphs just because you're using the person's template. You may need to write only 4 paragraphs. You may need to write 3 paragraphs, but show the important things that will be relevant to your application. So let's meet on Thursday and let's dive um, into um, the writing of um, application essays. I am going to devote time following that to help people with specific applications and revision of their documents. So if you join, you would have this benefit. And also, if you joined yesterday and today and you need specific help to guide and help you to apply to any of the scholarships we have spoken about, or even if you need directions and guidance as to how to go about attracting scholarships, don't hesitate to reach out to me via um, my email address. I'm putting it in the comment section. You can reach out to me via my email address, and we will talk more and see how best to help you reach your dream of studying abroad. Thank you for your time today. I didn't get any questions so far. I don't know if people sent questions from the Facebook, but if not, then um, thank you once more, and hopefully we will meet at another time. And uh, one day, these meetings will help you obtain the scholarship you desire to go and study abroad. God bless you, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Bye for now.